nothing else. it's it would make sense for a library door to be invitingly open. And while this one is not quite that, it's just good enough. It's good enough. At the very least, it means that someone is inside and I can ask for directions, no matter how embarrassing that is. I gingerly push it on the center of the door with my fingertips, every muscle in my arm ready to pull back at a moment notice. Feeling of being an outsider to the school can't be shaken from my mind, so much so that I instinctively fear doing something wrong or entering. And, well, something wrong by entering. The door slowly creaks as if groaning from a deep sleep, though it is much easier to open than I anticipated. Leaning over, and poke my head ever further inside to gain sight of the room as fast as possible. The meek hello as lips on my lips is quickly snatched away. Why is it snatched away, boy? Hey, hello. Hello, Aryan lady. This is not as was not as expecting. I mindlessly let the door open to its full extent, taking in the sight of the solitary figure taking center stage in the otherwise abandoned room. The situation steals my voice, leaving me standing at the door, staring at the beautiful girl. Yay. Evidently, having taken her time to assess the situation, the girl gently puts her teacup and opens her eyes, but doesn't look at me. You're important. Hello there. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the southern accent of you. Hello there. May I help you? Staring at directly in front of her, the movements of her lips seem to break the silence rather than the words. However, it's the soft, measured voice that reminds me she's a being separate from the room itself. Not only is she like the tallest, she's likely the tallest girl I ever laid my eyes on, but even among the foreigners I've met, she's strikingly distinct. Hi. Sorry to disturb. Sorry for intruding. I was just kind of lost. In your eyes. She takes a moment to formulate a response before speaking. Every action she takes feels as if it's carefully choreographed beforehand. Take a seat. Take a seat. Unexpected, considering that I'm intruding upon her. Thanks. I slowly step towards another seat opposite of her, the girl resting the teacup and saucer on the wooden table in between. The way she doesn't track my movements with her head is telling. That and the slight cloudiness in her eyes means she might be at least partially blind, like Kenji. Some, come to think of it, her voice doesn't have any detectable accent either. I guess must be half Japanese. She's a hybrid, like me. She's a halfa. She's not exactly my kind of half, but well, she's definitely blue eyes and blonde hair makes me think she's Aryan. So European. Is Aryan insulting? Is that an insult? Or no. Whatever. For the record, I'm half white, half black. Mulatto. Anyway. I guess she must be half Japanese. I take my seat. Her composure takes a slight off guard. It takes me slightly off guard. Her air of relaxed confidence makes the silence entirely comfortable. Huh. The calming atmosphere is so very different from the student council office. I take it you're new to this, you're a new student to Yamaku. Yes. I just transferred it in yesterday. I get the distinct feeling my speech patterns don't match the formality of hers, accentuated by her restrained bow greeting. One which I hesitantly match before realizing its futility of an action. I'm Lily Satao. I'm Lily Satao. Pleased to meet you. Hisao Nakai. She gives a nod before gesturing roughly in the direction of her teacup. Would you care for a drink? Sure. Snaps? As much as it pains me, I can't keep step with her formality, and in the proceedings, she gives a kind of nod, taking the request of us in stride. Without another word, she steps off the chair and prepares a second cup of tea with a collection of supplies laid out along the shelf. A brush here, a brush there, her left hand often lightly touching the side of whichever container she's pouring into. It seems to be a process she follows dozens of times before. As I lean sideways to see around her back, she seems to be using a long, dainty finger to measure the right amount of water in the cup. It's one thing to see the different disabilities that students in my class have, but it's quite another thing to see how everyone seems to adapt. Suzune and Misha have no problem working together to communicate to me. Lily herself seems to have worked arounds for problems. I'd never thought of. While feel slightly guilty about her doing the work, she seems pleased to be following the correct process of the offer, offerer preparing the drink. So, her soft voice brings me out of my silence. Upper since the appearances. Nope, not. Might as well save. New save state. I'm going to try and save whatever I can. Which room were you looking for? It's not often this classroom is visited after school. The school library, Shizune and some classmates told me. Why would he just stop there? Some classmates told me it was on this floor. She finishes pouring some water into the teacup. As she nods, a small metallic tapping coming from the teacup, indicating it being stirred. I'm aware of Miss Hakamichi, as there are most students. To be with them means you're in class 3-3 now? That's right. In the science room with Mateo. Mutu. She gives a small giggle before settling down setting down the tea spoon and slowly walks towards the table, teacup and saucer in hand. He's quite a character. I imagine you'll have come to see him most do. Yo, what's up? Oh, so it's me. What's up? Got like look how look here. Anyway, as she sets down the tea, I gently take it and have a sip. I'm really more of a coffee person, but this seems like a rather bad moment to bring it up. Nonetheless, the smell is quite nice. I hardly think it'd be hard to choke down. Thanks, Satao. Soto. Yeah. It tastes really nice. She smiles quick and quickly waves her hand in front of her face. Lily, please. There's no need to be too formal. Yay. She says this in spite of her exceedingly well-bred speech. Oh well. I guess I should try and ask her about herself, as it really does seem as if she's catering to me. So, which class are you from? I imagine it's one of the third-year classes. Correct. I'm in. Correct. I'm in class 302. Correct. I'm in. God, I'm falling into different voices and it's weird. Correct. I am in. Fuck it. I'm in class 3-2, which is on the third floor, same as yours. It's taught by Miyagi, and it's specifically for both the blind and partially blind students. Hey, I found it. I see. Sorry. Wonderful. I feel like slapping myself for the fox paws. Looking at her face, though, she doesn't seem in the least bit put off by it. My, there's no need to change your speech on my